Where's those Dragon Ball GT haters at? It looks like it's back. Dragon Ball Magic. Now, why I say that Dragon Ball GT is back, you got it like virtually 99.9% the same premise of the old show. I don't want to hear anybody talk about Japan or the creators hate GT. They sure do love everything about GT. They love the story, because here they are doing the story again, and they always love integrating Super Saiyan 4 into everything, even Super Dragon Ball Heroes, the promotional anime, like everything Super Saiyan 4 is on, and now they're redoing the story. So all these like hypothetical what if videos or analytical videos about people hating Dragon Ball GT, that might just apply to you. It doesn't apply to the company. It doesn't apply to Toei Shueisha, because they love it, and we're seeing proof of it here. So Dragon Ball Magic, and why I say that it's the resurrection of Dragon Ball GT, is essentially you got the same thing going on. You got Goku turned into a kid again, but this time you got the Supreme Kai turned into a kid again with them, from a evil demon, magical demon character who comes in. I guess they mess around with some kind of magical element or whatever in Otherworld, and they get turned into kids again, and now they got to hunt this guy down across the universe in order to get turned back into full-fledged adults. Now, I don't know. It just seems like a Dragon Ball wish would fix that right away, but I guess that the character is going to be so strong that Shenron can't override his magic or whatever. So they got to hunt this guy down and defeat them. And you got the exact same premise as Dragon Ball GT. There you go. That's literally it, and that's what we know right now. And I'm actually, it's some things that they have already said about it that has been discussed by different outlets like Geekdom, other YouTubers, social media accounts, that there will not be any violence in this. Like, well, when I say violence, like blood, Smash Mouth Dragon Ball Z, like that old school knockout, drag out fight. Like they're already saying not to expect that. So that is a little disappointing, because we need to get back to that in Dragon Ball. But for the other part of it, a little adventure is fine, but it just feels like every little step we take, we're kind of taking steps back and not progressing with Dragon Ball. But again, I have no problems with GT being spiritually successed in such a manner. It's just a matter of, well, what are the fights going to be like? Like, what are the juicy fights? What are new forms? We've already heard word of new allies, someone with a sword and a chick with a weapon, all that stuff. Like, that sounds all well and good. I guess they had to do that because Trunks and Bulla or Pan, they wouldn't be old enough to fit into their old roles. So now they're bringing in new characters, so that's always good. Everything sounds good, except for when you remember that this impacts other areas of the Dragon Ball franchise, specifically the Dragon Ball video games, which I'll cover in a different video. Like that is coming very soon. But right now, Dragon Ball Magic, for me, I gotta see what that first episode is like. I will give it a chance. If it's even an iota as good as the Dragon Ball Heroes promotional anime, like if it at least has that level of violence, I think I could be interested in it. I think I could ignore Goku being turned into a kid. It depends on what they do with it. If they do good things with it, if it's interesting, if it's the new hot anime, I will give it a chance. But if you don't catch me in that first episode, no. Now, what we do also know is that from an animation aspect, they're saying that it's going to be really, really good. Like, we got the guys, I think we got some of the guys from Dragon Ball Super Broly working on this. I don't know if it was Shintani, but we got a couple of high-key animators, like a high-profile animators working on this. So, I mean, there is the talent there. We just got to see, can we see some promotional footage? It's something to let me know what we're working with here. If it looks good, if we're getting mini episodes with animation on the level of Dragon Ball Super Broly, I think that's enough to justify its existence. I think at that point, I can say, okay, Animation is good. Let me give the story a chance. Please don't bore me to death. Which typically Dragon Ball doesn't tend to do. I will give them all the credit in the world. Like, I've been a lifelong fan of Dragon Ball, except for the dark era of Dragon Ball Evolution, but we don't talk about that here. But yeah, Dragon Ball Magic, it sounds good. A lot of people who are obsessed with Dragon Ball Super coming back, you're gonna be waiting a whole lot. Well, I was gonna say a little while longer. You're gonna be waiting for a whole nother era, buddy. As long as Dragon Ball Heroes is around, and now Dragon Ball Magic, hang it up. It's done. Dragon Ball Super. You might as well forget Dragon Ball Super. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Of course, that was my views on it. I want to see yours in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button, enable all notifications, and remember, there can only be one, and I am that one. Perfection, the natural selection.